she's so fine. Hell of a hell of a blows my mind. Hell of a hell of a lights my...
What's good, guys? This story came out on March the 25th, 2021. Police investigating after woman receives letter celebrating husband's death. One less Asian. Again, thanks to Marie722 for sending me this story. That is a picture of the letter, and I will read it a little further down. To me, that looks like an older person's handwriting for a couple of reasons. Authorities in California are investigating whether a hate crime was committed after an Asian woman received a racist letter celebrating her husband's recent death. Quote, "Now that your husband is gone, makes it one less Asian to put up with in Leisure World," the anonymous handwritten letter begins. "You freaking Asians are taking over our American community." On Monday, a woman called police to report she was worried for her 82-year-old mother's safety after the mom received a letter at her home in Leisure World, a retirement community in Seal Beach, police said in a press release obtained by People. Quote, "Watch out," end quote, the letter warns the widow. Claudia Choi told KTLA her father, a Korean American, had moved to the United States on an academic scholarship and became a naturalized citizen. Choi's parents had been married for almost 57 years, during which time they ran successful businesses and raised 4 daughters who all went to college, KABC reports. When it came time to retire, the couple moved to Leisure World, where they enjoyed singing karaoke, playing golf, and making friends. Quote, "He loved his neighbors, and many of them have reached out to me saying how much they loved him too," Choi told KTLA. "To have somebody rejoice his death, threaten my mother, tell us to go back home, this is our home. They've lived here longer than they've lived anywhere else," end quote. Police are now analyzing DNA evidence, fingerprints, and handwriting, as well as reviewing surveillance video in search of finding the perpetrator. Quote, "Hate directed toward any member of our community is disgusting and will not be tolerated," Seal Beach Chief of Police Philip L. Gonschnack said in a press release. Quote, "Across the country, we are seeing more and more violence committed against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. We will not allow this to happen in our Seal Beach. Our investigators are working hard to follow up on any and all leads we receive." In a statement released Tuesday, Leisure World condemned the letter of hate and discrimination. "This malicious and egregious act of hate speech threatens our core values of racial equity and social justice," the statement reads. The message reveals officials believe the person who sent the letter is a Leisure World resident. The letter is one of many recent instances of racism and hate crimes against Asian Americans in the United States that have sparked outrage around the world. Amidst the upsurge, a shooter opened fire at 3 Atlanta-based spas and killed 8 people, including 6 Asian American women. According to Leisure World, the Orange County District Attorney's Office and federal investigators from the U.S. Postal Inspector's Office are assisting in the investigation. Anyone with information is urged to contact Seal Beach authorities at 562-799-4100, extension 1113, or contact them via email, and I will circle the email address here. Now let's take another look at this letter. Now the reason I say this is an elderly person, couple of reasons. Number one, it looks as if the person's cursive writing is very well formed. I could be wrong, but let's take a little bit closer look. All of their letters are very well written, and they have a shake to their penmanship. You can see it in a lot of the formations of their letters. You can see that shake. It's all the way across the board through the whole entire letter. Now, number 2, it has to be someone older, because they don't teach cursive anymore. And they stopped doing that quite a while ago. So we know it's not somebody that's younger. But it reminds me so much of my grandmother's handwriting as she got up in age. She had very nice penmanship, even up until the end. And her letters were formed exactly like that. So it's somebody that definitely cares about their penmanship, someone that has a shake. You can see it in the formation of these letters. Like in the I there on it. On the O of over. On the F, on the loop on F. It's just all the way across it. And the word community. The only thing that's kind of throwing me off is I did notice a difference in the way they are writing their Y's. 2 different ways. One way with a loop, and I'll circle it, and the other way with a tail. I think that was intentional to throw someone off. You can see the shake again in that M on statement. On the K in pack. On the L in belong. It's just someone with a very noticeable shaky penmanship. So I noticed that right off the bat. But I'm going to end the story on this note, but I will be following this story for sure. Because I'd like to know who's behind this letter. Anyone that threatens an 82-year-old widow, period, of any race, gets under my skin. And I want to see who this is. Thanks for watching, guys.